Started. And we got about half the battery left over this. Okay, welcome aboard Insta360 fans. It is Friday, March 17th, 2023. The time is about 3:45, or excuse me, 2:45. We are on the Dry Creek arm of Lake Sonoma. Having been up the Warm Springs arm to the end of navigation, as far as we're concerned, the water was getting too full of rocks. And what we're going to do is close. I guess that's close. Yes, there we go. And go to Trip Master. Come on, Trip Master. There's Trip Master. Oh, thank you. We've gone 12.64 miles today. So, right up here a little ways is some timber that we spotted when we were here on Wednesday. And I put a waypoint in my GPS, and it said that we're up here on another 500 feet or so. When I was here on Wednesday, I spotted three pieces of heavy timber. I'm guessing at least 4x12s, and maybe they were 6x12s because they look pretty fat. And they were floating right up against the shore and amongst some trees. And I rode in close enough to identify them. And my goal is to, if it's easy enough to do, is to come up and salvage those. I think it's in this next little inlet. So, in order to record the our exploration here today, I've turned on the 360 camera, which for some reason had shut itself down and was not responding to my commands. And yeah, it's right back in here. So the plan now is I'm going to turn on the cell phone camera on the rear lens and record what we see with both cameras. So there's the camera, and I've got the microphone turned on. So I'm going to go ahead and start that camera and turn the lens around. There we go. Recording audio through USB microphone. So the USB microphone is nice. I remembered to turn it back on again. We got some weight coming to push us toward the shore here. Let me tighten down these oar retainers a little bit to keep the oars from bouncing around so much, making so much racket. Now, I thought they were right back in there. but I do not see them. And it might very well be that some other lucky person has come along here and bagged them. And I was hoping I'd get to. Well, when you, the water's up another 6 feet 8 inches from where it was. Oh, there they are. I see them. I need to wait until this wake is gone. I don't want to go in there while this is bouncing around. I'm going to turn the boat. Oh yeah, there's, I think they're 4x12s. In fact, there's a whole plank. They were all tied together because there's something that's quite a bit bigger than that that's oh yeah, that's bodacious. Need to get, oh yes, there's 4 of those, and they look like they're 8 feet long, and they were all bound together. Except for that one, it's over there on the right with the mud on the end. If I walked down here yesterday, I could have gotten a rope around those others. Interesting that that one's, 2 of them are way down in the water, so they may be connected to something on the other end. But I could almost get in there. Almost. In fact, what I'm going to do is move out of here, see if I can come at them from a different angle. There's a big boat wake coming anyway. I need to get, oops, I don't want to run into anything here. There's a whole bunch of oak trees sticking up out of the water. I'm going to see if I can come in around the end here and sneak down to them, just to see if it's doable. If there was a place that was shoaling enough that I could get in and beach the boat. There are spots along there, but they're full of wood, and the open spots are blocked by trees. So let's see what we can do here. Well, look at that big log hanging off the bank there. It looks like it's 2.5 feet in diameter. That's a saw cut from the look of it, or was a saw cut. Well, that was something that somebody harvested way a long time ago. I think there might be enough room in here to get in here with my oars without my oars hitting. It's a montuous piece of wood. Oh yeah. This would be the way to go in to get him. Who could I get to come along and help me? The boat's not big enough to carry me and Sean. We're way too heavy. We'd be taking the boat right to its maximum capacity, plus because the rowing thwart's right in the middle of the boat would not be balanced. Oh yeah. I'm going to show him those. Yep, if I could get in here and get a line around those. Oh look, there is a line floating in the water over there. See that? I want to go over and take a look at that. Might be that I could even grab a hold of that today. Maybe. Wouldn't that be cool? At least I could pull on it and see what happens. Yeah, if it's calm and there's no particular wind and not much wake from passing boats, I wouldn't want to come in. Oh, damn it! I just almost ran into an oak tree. It was turning too soon. Great big motor too. I just came alongside and it hooked onto one of my fenders. Okay. I got visions of big wood planks in my dancing before my eyes and not paying attention to where I was going. All right. Turn hard to starboard here. Back out. Let's see if we can go find out what that looked like. There was a rope that was laying in the water, floating. It was floating out away from the outer end of that big planky thing. We'd have to bring tools and probably dismantle that. Wonder who I could get to come and help. I would only need help really loading them in the boat. Or excuse me, loading them on the trailer once we got them. I can get in here and walk down. This time I would wear my waders so I can cross streams, come in real serious. It's about a mile and a half, maybe almost 2 mile walk down here. Someplace up in here on the flats, there's a little picnic ground. In fact, I think I see it. I think there's a, yeah, there's a hitching post or hitching rail right up there, pipe hitching rail. Oh, you know what? I'll bet this is part of, yeah, there is a rope there. I'll bet this is part of a picnic table. Because I remember, yes, it is a picnic table. In fact, yep. In fact, that's, yes, I'd be stealing a picnic table. That's the top and the 2 benches. Let's see if I can get alongside this rope and tie it on. See if I can tow this puppy. Come on. Come on. Ooh, there we go. Oh, it's tied down and I need to back up. Okay. Those aren't savable. That's a picnic table. And the 3 planks are bolted to a steel frame. All right. The other 2 planks have come loose. I remember seeing somebody had brought a picnic table down and dumped it way down here. Of course, oh, there's a big tree right behind me. Pay attention. It's like flying a plane. You gotta have your head on a swivel in every which direction. It is, boating is a 3-dimensional operation. Yeah, that's a picnic table. So it is not savable. It's not rescuable. The reason it's floating face down like that is that the steel frame is making a keel out of it, and the other planks are still attached. All right, well, that was fun while it lasted. Okay. Before, I'd just seen what I thought were 3 planks. The 2 that are floating loose and the other one that was just floating. But it was sideways on. And also the sun was very bright. And so the glare from the sun, shade coming through the trees, made it harder to see what was actually going on there. I thought they were just 3 planks. But yep, that's I remember seeing that picnic table. So that's property of the Corps of Engineers, and I don't want to be towing that ashore on the public ramp and trying to drag it onto the trailer. Well, enough of that. All right. Well, good. Now I don't have to worry about how the heck I'd get somebody to help me and go to all the trouble of coming up here tomorrow or the next day, whenever, and roping those all together and getting them ready to tow. Don't want a picnic table, but I would like that wood. All right. The best laid plans. Well, turn the cell phone camera around so you can see me scratching my nose. Okay. We found out what we were looking for, and found out it was not to be. Well, that saved me a long walk down the hillside through all the downwood and fording streams. So the wind now is out of the east-northeast. Feels pretty steady. .6, 4.5. So nominally about 4.5 miles an hour. So we'll pay for our folly with the headwind back to the dock. Fortunately, it hasn't been blowing very long or very hard, and so the water is still smooth, and the boat is just sliding right along. These tie downs on the oars, so I don't lose an oar over the side. When I get into a situation like we were there, where I'm having to row backwards, I tend to tighten them down a little bit just to keep the oars quiet, keep them from jumping around in the oarlocks. But works best when they're loose and I don't feel they're there at all. Here comes another boat wake. I've got some battery in the cell phone. I'm going to turn the camera the other way. You don't have to look at me, but you will be able to get a view of the beautiful canyon. This is the Dry Creek Canyon, and within the last 6 months or so, I have found, which I didn't know before, that Dry Creek runs westerly and northwesterly all the way up probably about 12 miles beyond the lake, crosses Highway 128, and then runs up into the hills along that Philo Boonville Valley, whatever that valley is called. So the tributary area of this lake is just a whole bunch more than I thought it was. I was on YouTube and saw about a half-hour video that two guys made where they drove up to Highway 128, which is northwest out of the north side of Cloverdale, and they had gone up to the bridge where Dry Creek crosses underneath 128, and they had launched 2 kayaks there, and they shot the rapids 12 miles down the river. I think they might have had to portage maybe once, although they didn't really show that happening. But they came all the way down to the lake and then paddled, I think it was 5 miles down the lake and up Yorty Creek, and took out at the Yorty Creek boat ramp. When I had first finished Some Cat Swing, the boat we're rowing, I car topped it for about a year, and I launched at Yorty Creek, half dozen times or so. They don't allow trailers up there, no trailered boats. So now that I'm trailering, I can't launch up there, which is too bad, because it would allow me easy access to the upper end of the lake. With the water this high, as soon as the water or the weather stabilizes and we stop having these fronts coming through, my thoughts are to take maybe 4 days, and I'll launch here at Rockpile Road and row up. It's about 5.5 miles to Loggers Camp, which is a boat-in campsite that I like, and either stop there or keep going maybe another, I'm going to guess probably 3 miles on up Dry Creek, and then turn up Cherry Creek, which comes in from the east, the north, and we row up Cherry Creek about maybe 1.5 miles, and there are 2 campsites or campgrounds up there, boat-in campgrounds. One is called Thumb Camp, and one is called Skunk Creek. And I've stayed at Skunk Creek one time, and I could make a base camp there. Thumb Creek has potentially a better landing situation for coming in and landing your boat. Neither one of those campsites has a lot of shade, but this early in the season, you don't have to worry about temperature being 106. The first time I row camped out of Yorty Creek, I went up to Skunk Camp, and I was going to stay for 3 nights, and it was so hot and so windy and so dusty that I pulled out the next morning and quit. The temperature was up around, I think around 106 degrees during the day, and it really didn't tend to cool off all that much at night. The wind was a hot wind. So this time of year would be the time to do it, when the days are still cool. Anyway, I would really like to do that because I want to be able to row, now that we've got this exceptionally high water. I would like to explore upstream there as far as I can. I only have done that one time, and from Loggers Camp I think I was able to row about 3.5 miles before I came to a big mud bank. That was, well, I have to look at my log. It was at least 3 years ago. It was a lovely row up there. I enjoyed it. The second day I was there, when I was going to row on up Dry Creek as far as I could, it was quite foggy, and when I woke up and the wind was down, so I thought this would be a nice day to go out. So I just jumped in the boat, and I was rowing along and sitting on a snag up on the easterly bank, northeasterly bank of the lake, was a bald eagle. It was so foggy that he was just hanging out, and so I was gone in about an hour and a half before I came back by, and I looked for him, didn't see him, and then a little further down the lake I saw him on the other side of the lake sitting on a snag that was out in the water, and I rode up pretty close to him. I don't think I didn't have the staff, the mast here on the boat, so when I was taking pictures or videotaping, I was just doing handheld shots, and then I turned the camera off and put it in my pocket. But I think I took some still shots of the bald eagle when he was just sitting on that snag out in the lake. I just let the boat drift down on him, and I got probably within 30-40 feet of the snag, and he was up 20 feet. So I got some good pictures of him. He was giving me the old hairy eyeball. And he took off, flew down the lake, disappeared in the mist.